Hello, hello. My name is, I guess I'm going to go by Spirited Amanda, and here today I want to talk to you and tell you about this book called Where the Forest Meets the Stars. It is a really, really awesome book. I first heard about it. My phone actually got a notification from Amazon. I have an Amazon Prime account, and this book popped up on the Amazon First Reads, I believe is what it was called. And I think it was the first time I got a notification for a book before, so I was already pretty intrigued. And First Reads, this is actually a debut novel by the author. Glendy Vanderall is the author, and here on the book jacket they have a little picture and subscript of Glendy Vanderall that I will read to you. It says Glendy Vanderall worked as an endangered bird specialist in Illinois before she became a writer. Originally from Chicago, she now lives in rural, I always have a hard time saying that out loud, lives in rural Florida with her husband and as many birds, butterflies, and wildflowers as she can lure to her land. Where the Forest Meets the Stars is her debut novel. And what a wonderful novel it is. Good for you, Glendy Vanderall, for your first novel being, like, just amazing. When I was reading the book, I had the jacket off, and it's just, that's my bookmark, by the way. And without the book jacket, it is also a really, really pretty book. Just like, not that it matters what the book looks like, but like just when the book, when like they do put a lot of effort into like how the book appears and looks, it's just like it's even more inspiring, to read it, to pick it up and read it, and this, I really appreciate the way that this book looks. Okay, enough about how the book looks. Let's talk about how the book reads. Glendy Vanderall worked in almost the same field of work as the main character of the story, Joanna Teal. The author was an endangered bird specialist, and that's kind of what the main character Jo is doing, a little bit related to that. She's recording data for a type of bird species and gaining a sort of work experience. She's very determined and work motivated, but you learn pretty quickly on in the story that she's a bit unbalanced in the sense that she's putting all of her attention on her work and sort of neglecting certain negative thoughts and feelings that she's been harboring for a couple of years. Jo is an incredibly bright character. She's got a very healthy brain and a quick wit, and she's really fun to read along to. She has just been through a lot in the past couple of years, and really, she's just trying to make it through her days, which is totally relatable also. Like, who hasn't been through some shit and has just, just tried to, just keep pushing through, you know what I mean? Like, trying not to, like, even though it may be healthier to think about and let some things go, you just distract yourself, keep busy, and, maybe the bad feeling, so you don't have to feel the bad feelings that you're probably overdue to feel, so that you can get through them. I think everybody's kind of been through something like that, so she's very, very relatable. Anyways, getting back into the story. The story begins while Jo is coming home from her field work day, and there's a little girl. She's about 8 or 9 years old. She is barefoot on the property that Jo is renting for the summer. The question is, where did this little girl come from? She just seemed to appear one day without any connection to the surrounding area. She's asked the little girl, obviously she asked her, like, where do you live? Where are your parents? And the little girl says that she's an alien from a faraway galaxy, um, and that, she doesn't have any connection, to the town or anything. So imagine for a second that happens to you, that you just come home from work one day and a little girl just kind of essentially just appears on your doorstep and says that she doesn't have parents, she doesn't come from anywhere. This little person obviously needs help. She's probably hungry, she has no shoes on. Like, what is going on? Okay, so the little girl says that she is, in fact, an alien from a faraway galaxy, and she was sent here from her home planet to witness 5 miracles. And, I mean, Joanna's entertained at best by this story, but the little girl, like, her story throughout the book is completely unwavering. She sticks to this, and she even speaks, a language. Um, and Joanna, she tries everything. Like, she checks the internet for missing children who look like her, and none have been reported. No missing children have been reported. She attempts to call the police. She tries just about anything and everything, but it really does seem that this little girl who claims to be an alien really has just come out of nowhere. Um, so, so I really do think that this book is just a fantastic read. Um, I like the author's style of writing. Um, there's a lot of dialogue, which I don't know if you're like me, but when there's a lot of like fun, witty dialogue, um, it's just like the read goes by faster, because it's very entertaining to me to read dialogue, and it shows like the relationship between each of the characters. Which, by the way, I forgot, there is another main character. His name is Gabe, and he is from the small town in Illinois. Um, and he is every bit as interesting as Joanna, with her complicated and very heavy recent history. And then, the little girl who claims that she's an alien, um, sent onto, this planet to witness 5 miracles. Gabe is very interesting also. He just fits right in. He's very quirky, and yeah, like it's really, really interesting that like all these misfit characters kind of fit together. And he also brings a little bit of fun to the story too, because there's kind of an up in the air question if Gabe and Joanna maybe like each other. Are they going to get together? If they, like, can they even get together? Type of like, ooh, mystery romance. What's going on between those two? That adds more fun to the story. But really, the 3 of the characters together, um, they just have kind of a healing effect on one another that's very moving, and um, it just, you just like each of these characters become close to your heart, kind of. And the 3 of them together just are an amazing little trio, and it's really fun and really gets you wrapped into the story and wrapped into each of their characters. In conclusion, Where the Forest Meets the Stars by Glendy Vandraw is a fantastic read. If you are looking for a good book that is binge-worthy and, that might even probably make you cry, um, then pick this book up. Um, Like I said, really, really great book. Getting this book was the best decision that I had made all day that day. And here you go.